Basically, I come from the northeastern parts of Kenya, and that means it's the arid and semi-arid region in sub-Saharan Africa that experiences recurring droughts and recurring floods. During in September, we had a drought. Currently, we have a flood, and because of the rains, and we are just cut off from some of essential services. And so during drought, I am a farmer. I am an agri-nutritionist by profession, but also on the sidelines, I am a farmer. And what happens during drought is, I would say, it's always a moment of, not just becoming hopeless, sort of. Because when we know there is drought, you're scared, especially if you're a farmer who relies on farming to be able to access food or to be able to get some income so that you can be able to support yourself. Then that becomes a challenge because during drought, that means your crops are not going to thrive well. That means you're going to incur extra costs to be able to do what you can to salvage the crops that you have, keeping in mind you've already used a lot of money to be able to get the crops to where they are. Sometimes you give up because now you really do not have money and it's dry and there is nothing that you can do beyond what the capacity. It's always a moment of sadness, hopelessness, hoping that God is going to do something about it. Because then, unfortunately, with the area that we are in, the government is not as supportive as we would want them to be. When the drought ends, the rain starts, you're excited, things are going to get better, but then the rains don't stop. And that means you now have floods, and whatever you planted is going to be washed away by the heavy rains. And in the area that I'm in, the rain may not be as much, but what happens is the rain from the upper parts of the country will spill off to the lower parts of the country where we are in. And that water is the one, most of the times, it's the one that is going to destroy the crops that we have. I could not sleep at night. I had anxiety attacks, I would say, because you're constantly worried. And also, even at work, focusing, just giving it my best, I was angry because I'm like, there is no water and I want a solution, but then there is no solution. I think there is a lot of gaslighting that happens when you try to link mental health and climate change specifically. And someone is like, it's just stress. But then, we know, when you feel like you have no energy to continue doing your everyday activities, or you start speaking to yourself, like you're just talking to yourself, often, you're an African and it's often associated with the Western, it's something from the Western, like you can hear someone telling you, we've been having droughts, and our people survived, the old people survived. Why are you trying to insist that this is something that we need to not overlook? And there is that stigmatization, yeah, it's there. I just want the world to know that young people are proactive and they are doing their best either to become change makers or to do better for their communities and their societies. We have a role to just remove any system that is failing the young people, whether it's the political, the environmental systems, the financial systems, and do better to support and invest in whatever young people are doing, especially in relation to ending the impacts of climate change.